do you know about the lore? Did you know about the lore video beforehand, and how did you reconcile with your evil witch plan with it? Also, thank you for the great performance. I have a lot of thoughts, and I haven't thought about how I want to talk about it, but I didn't like my lore video. I think it's fine for what it is, but at the end of chapter 2, I had an idea for what I wanted NJ's backstory to be. So I had actually messaged and I said, hey, I really want to have a say, and like before any work is started, I really want to talk about it with the staff so I can give like kind of the idea that I want for it. And again, I want to say I do not blame the staff. I've already talked about it in depth with them. This isn't a, oh, how could the staff do that to Nerissa kind of moment. They really did their best. It was just a lot of things that were within deadlines and were out of control that they ended up basically being on an extreme crunch that they didn't have time to check it with me beforehand. And by the time that I did get to see it, it was already at the point where there were basically like no changes. And so there were a lot of things I was like, oh, is it possible to remove her flirting with all the girls? I know it's kind of like a haha funny, but like I don't really want that. I'd rather it be like a more gritty one that was more serious. Is there any way that we can change the tone a bit? Because mind you, they did make quite a few small changes for me to like change it that did put it in a place where I was a bit happier with it. But I think it made it really difficult because I was like, I don't really know how to roleplay off of this after getting my memories back, because I was not expecting. I mean, my lore is not that I am a hero in any universe. In any universe, there's no universe that exists where Nerissa Ravencroft is a hero. I was locked in jail for 9,000 years for causing a vast calamity on Earth. You know, I wiped out civilization. And then I was locked away and punished. Not even just locked away. I had to actually be permanently nerfed because that is how powerful I was. So then to have this sort of AU be, you're a hero and you saved villages. Again, there's a lot of feelings. It is what it is. It's an AU at the end of the day, so it doesn't matter that much. But it was a little difficult for me. I think probably people who are watching my perspective could maybe feel that I was having trouble role-playing after that point, because I just didn't really know how to fit it in to the character that I had built in ENreco. And personally, if it wasn't going to follow my canon lore in the first place, I would have preferred, at the very least, for it to be something more serious. Still. So it was a little bit of a struggle, so my apologies for that. I was thinking about it, but I was like, I'll just come up with something in the moment because I can't think of anything when I'm thinking about it, because it just made me a bit upset. But then the moment came and I couldn't think of anything. I still think it's cute. I think it's a cute video. I love that it gives very free ren. But it's just, I would not have had my video be like that. And I think it also, there's a misconception, because I think people who watch ENreco do understand that it's an AU and that it's not the canon lore, but I think people who don't follow ENreco don't really know that. So I see a lot of people being like, oh, now we know that's how Nerissa lost her horn, and I'm like, no, that's not how I lost my horn. Please don't think this. Please, I literally had a small lore video in my debut that shows how it happened. Please. Please. Please, no. So, yeah, a lot of people do think it's a real lore. So even though it's like, well, I know it's AU and we can say it's AU, but there's a lot of people who maybe don't follow us closely on Twitter, or maybe don't watch streams as much and just like keep up through clips, which is valid, but then won't know, oh, these videos are not canon lore, they're just AU, and they might, in some aspects, have absolutely nothing to do with the lore, which was really the case with mine, where it just really has nothing to do with any part of my lore. It has nothing to do with it. It's completely separate. It's literally none of it. It doesn't mention the cell. It doesn't matter that I was locked away. Like, it showed, the statue showed that she was wrapped in change to kind of like signify it, but there's no like mention of the fact that she was like locked away and then she's a good guy, and then it like puts in this weird perspective of, oh, so she was fighting the gods, so the gods are corrupt, and my story isn't supposed to be told that way. It was really, it was a feeling. I had a lot of feelings about it. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but it's an AU, so it's in the ENreco world only. That's not my actual lore, so don't overthink it. See, I care about character lore, so for me, it was a very, and I had a really long talk with them about it, and I was like, I understand it's not necessarily your guys' fault because of the circumstances, but please make sure 100% that this is fixed for next time, because this is really unfair. It was really unfair that I told you at the beginning that I really, really wanted to have a say, and like, then I didn't get to have any, you know. And again, I'm not mad at anyone. I don't think that they did it intentionally. Again, they've been so accommodating. They love this project just as much as I do. So nothing was done with any malice or any bad intent. Yeah, I really do have really defined lore. I have a really defined, really clear lore story. But yeah, it is what it is. That's kind of how I felt. So I don't really know what my process is. I think the direction is now she's just going to be like, well, yes, I was a hero, so that must mean that my thoughts now must be right. So I think that's the direction I'm going to take it, but admittedly, I'm probably going to mostly ignore it, because what it also did is it nullified some of the stuff that Shiori's character was saying from the beginning, because Shiori of the novella didn't lose her memories, right? She had them. She had all of her memories, and so she was, you know, dropping hints of certain things, and I feel like also because it didn't follow my lore in ways that I felt like it followed, for example, Shiori's lore or even Bijou's lore was mentioned, and until it went and just had her doing cute girl things, I felt like mine didn't mention it at all. So now, canonically, Shiori was lying to Liz in ways, so it's depending on how you roleplay, like, so it's again, it just creates some issues with the story that we're building, but I'm just gonna mostly just ignore it. So it's an AU, enjoy it. It's a really pretty animation. If you want to see Nerissa the hero, that's her. Has statues built in her honor because she's so good. If anything, I will say that's the defining. That's the redeeming feature of it, is that it makes me think of Free Ren, and I think that's really beautiful. If you want to hear the most egregious thing, though, that I got removed, I'll tell you. One thing that I did ask to change from the original draft is initially, after getting confronted by the girl, she had like a big comical like anime bump on her head, you know, where they do like the like skin bump to show that you've been like beat up, and she had looked like she'd been beat up, and I was like, can you please not do that to me? I was like, are you joking? Like, is this a joke? Can you please not do that? And they're like, oh yeah, we'll remove it. And I was like, thanks. But yeah, it was definitely, it was a choice. It was a choice. So I found it funny when a lot of people were like, oh, so Nerissa's was one of the most serious. And I was like, it was not supposed to be. It was not supposed to be that serious. It was supposed to be more jokey, I think. But it's okay. What have you done to staff, Nerissa? I don't know. I must be really silly. They're like, Nerissa's so funny. But yes, now I feel like I was able to make some small changes to make the perspective a little more serious. So again, it is what it is. Is it my favorite thing in the world? No. Do I wish it was different? Yes. But do I appreciate it for what it is? Yes.